Hello and welcome to the Canadian Moto channel. Today's going to be a little bit more of a different episode. We're still working on the come and swap Camaro. For the meantime, I'm going to be going over my homemade three-wheeler that I built last winter, but I've been kind of working on it a little bit here and there. Some of you might have seen it on some YouTube shorts that I've posted. This is a super easy beginner build, I would say, for the average person, and honestly very, very cheap. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Alrighty, so here we go. Here's the three-wheeler. So this was originally a Chinese kids four-wheeler or kids youth four-wheeler. You can find these Chinese four-wheelers all over Marketplace. Like, they're like the plague. They're littered all over the place for cheap. People are just trying to get rid of them. So pick one up for cheap. This is a 110cc. And since this one was from a quad, it actually has reverse as well. So it's a 3-speed with reverse. So I'll start here with the front and I'll go over the steering, how I did that. So originally the frame on the quad would come out from here and straight up. You can kind of see, this is where I cut off the mounts for the A-arms for the front suspension. So I cut that off, cut this chunk out. This is where the tie rods would be hooked up onto for the steering for the quad, where these bolt holes are. All I did was I flipped it around from facing backwards to forwards. And then I welded in some nice chunky plate there to make it nice and strong so it doesn't fold on me. And simply just welded it to some channel iron. And got some tubing, cut another piece of channel iron for down here. And then I used a press and pressed it into the channel iron so it's nice and snug. And then just welded that up. The front wheel is actually the rim and hub off of the quad. That's why there's lug nuts on it. That's why it looks kind of goofy like that. But I figured instead of getting one of those fancy rims that are actually for a three-wheeler, I'll just use what I have. And all I did was I took the drum brakes apart and me and my buddy Joel made up an axle for it on his lathe that he has at his shop, and figured it would be perfect for making a front axle / rim setup for the three-wheeler. Then you don't have to buy that fancy rim. Just gonna use what I got. Bearings are perfect in it. She spins awesome. It ain't stupid if it works, right? But anyways, so that's how I did the front. Super, super easy. And we've tried to break this on multiple occasions, doing wheelies and slamming the front end down on it. It's super strong. So the motor is a 110cc. When I got it, it wasn't running, but it had compression. It was able to turn over. All I did was I ended up cleaning the carb that was on it, threw it on. It worked okay. Guys, just go on Amazon and just buy like a high performance cheap carb and slap it on. It's just way better doing that. So that's what I ended up doing. I threw one on there and put new fuel lines and new spark plug too. And I got this thing, it had a really thin kid seat on it, and after doing wheelies on it and hitting jumps with it, the seat ended up just completely blowing out. So I went to my local auto wrecker and I just picked up a motorcycle seat. I think this is off of like a Suzuki street bike or something like that. But I ended up just cutting the front, restapling it. It works pretty okay. Another thing is the wiring that came with this. On most Chinese things that you're gonna find on Marketplace, the wiring is gonna be just hacked and completely butchered and ripped apart. Again, I just hopped on Amazon and just bought a whole new wire harness and cut out all the nonsense safety sensors and brake sensors that you don't need, and got a new CDI box as well, also coil threw on a new coil. Pretty much, yeah, whole new wiring. You'll be much happier doing it that way instead of piecing together, seeing what's good and what's not good. Honestly, it's all super cheap on Amazon. When you get a new wire harness, it comes with a key ignition, comes with the harness itself, the fuse, and it's also gonna come with starter solenoid that mounts up right here. Got a new battery as well. And how I made the battery box was actually, this is the original battery box from the four-wheeler. The plastics came out all the way to here. I just cut off what I needed and threw it on there. Threw this on there. I thought that was quite fitting for a three-wheeler. And then on the other side here, what I did for the brake was I kept the brakes completely the same. They worked. What I ended up doing was I found some longer brake cable off of a dirt bike, and I cut off the foot brake that was originally on the quad and converted it to just a basic handbrake. So this is just your rear brake. There's no brakes in the front, you don't need it. But it's pretty sweet because then you can do stand-up wheelies, standing both feet on the back, and you can feather the brake. Personally, I think that's way better for a three-wheeler like this. I took all the plastics off. These are actually the brackets for like the fenders to bolt onto. I left those on because I mounted headlights on there and I thought it looked kinda like a Banshee. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think it looks like a Banshee or not. Kind of liked it. It was different. It's weird. So, and I got both of these headlights from Princess Auto for like $3. They're pretty sweet. So I'll turn those on. They're like super bright. And then I tossed in an extra LED clearance light that I had for one of my trailers. Tossed that on there as a engine light. And then from Princess Auto as well, just picked up a trailer light, wired that in. So I wired all three of them together, the headlights, tail light, and the engine light as well. Another thing that I found with buying stuff like this off of Marketplace is 99% of the time you're not going to have an exhaust for some reason. Everyone likes to cut them off or lose them or whatever. So I literally just bought a basic exhaust for, I think it was a 50cc. It doesn't matter. They're all the same when it comes to stuff like this, for the Chinese motors at least. And it was really short. All I needed was the bend, so that's why I did it that way. Cut it here, had some spare tubing, welded on, made it fit, and then just an Amazon muffler that I slapped on at the end there. Found it way easier just to go that route. And then too, for the tires, these are actually just lawn tractor tires that I bought from Princess Auto. Put those on. These are the rims that came with the quad, so just found a lawn tractor tire that fit those rims, slapped those on. Tires that came with them didn't hold air anyways. Again, another thing too that was all smashed up was the kill switch. That also comes with the wire harness when you buy that on Amazon as well. I know that I could have got a dirt bike and cut the whole front end of a dirt bike off and weld that on there. Didn't really want to do that. And this is honestly what I just had kicking around. So it was cheaper to do it that way. It's whatever you want it to be. But really that's about it. Like pretty straightforward. And if you guys want to make a three-wheeler like this, I would say this is probably your easiest way. Yeah, I hope that gives you guys some inspiration and ideas as well for building a project like this. This is something real nice and easy to kind of like dip your toes in if you want to build something but you're not quite too sure. This is perfect. But I do think I'm going to leave it like this for now. But I do have a 250 250cc engine that I'm not quite too sure what I want to do with. So let me know if you want to see that 250cc dirt bike engine in this mini 3-wheeler, I can make that work. There's gonna be plenty more on the Cummins Z28 Camaro. Joel's still working on that right now, and he's just tying up little things here and there with it. All the behind the scenes things that don't really matter, we're getting that done right now. So there's gonna be lots more on the Cummins swapped Z28 Camaro. There's gonna be more to come with the 3-wheeler as well. But yeah, I'd say that's it for now. If you're not subscribed, that'll help me out. Subscribe. I'm gonna be building lots more stuff like this and also helping Joel with the Cummins swapped Camaro. But yeah, until next time, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you.